what was I going to ask you? And so, what happened? Why did were you based over in the States doing this, right?
No, this was here.
Okay. And so, what do you do now? This is pretty much what you're doing with your current client base. You're going in and analyzing where the performance could be increased and to add to the value of every company, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Now, not only is it for underperformers, but it's also people who are performing well
Yeah.
and want to take it to the next level.
Right. And can I say,
Okay, so it's not always about.
on that note, there's some video I was watching the other day. You know the lady from Dragon's Den, Barbara Corcoran.
Yeah.
For those of you who've never watched Dragon's Den and don't know who Barbara Corcoran is, she made her money in real estate in New York, which is pretty much where I am right now. And she said one of the most interesting things she noticed in her sales staff was the best sales staff were the people who could continually take rejection.
Yeah, absolutely.
However, when you do get that moment of success, most people very naturally, I think, would do this in businesses. They get that moment of success, they make that huge sale, they're buzzing, they're feeling great, they're really happy, and there's great morale in the office, and then immediately they start to chill. And she says, and I thought this was really insightful and very, very, very kind of wise opinion. She said it's exactly at that moment, with that newfound momentum, that you have to go out and hit the market again for your next sale. And ride that momentum.
How many times do I tell you that, Ed? How many times do I tell you that, Tom? I tell you that all the time. Once you get momentum started, you've got to continue it. Ride it. Surf it like you're on a frickin' surfboard, man. And you got to ride it all the way through, all the way to the shore. Once you get that great idea and you take that first action, and you say, wow, yeah, all right, I'm doing it. And then if you don't take that next action, then it stays at that. So you got to take that next step, and you got to take that next step, and you got to take that next step.
And interestingly, I've found, since being a member of this entrepreneur group that we go to called Gearypreneurs, we'll talk a bit more about this. Go Gearys. We'll talk a little bit more about this in the near future for sure, because it's something I'm quite passionate about. But again, 2 years ago, I decided in business that I was like, okay, I've done the social scene. I really need to get quite serious now and start performing better than I was, And I came to the conclusion that you really just need to surround yourself with fantastic. I can see your eyes moving.
Yeah.
You really got to surround yourself with those people who are going to push you forward. And remember when I was speaking to you about, maybe it was 4 months ago, when I was in a real kind of having some difficult moments pushing forward in my project, and you sat me down and you really just said, okay, what is your problem at the moment? What is it that you feel paralyzed with? Because I was feeling a bit emotionally paralyzed, When you're an entrepreneur, you go through a lot of different days where you're so overwhelmed. You're trying to generate a new project. You're trying to get money to push your project. You're trying to get people to help you. A lot of people let you down all the time. But nonetheless, you still have to keep moving forward. And you really identified some areas in my daily thoughts and the sort of things I was doing, where you said, okay, what is it you need to take you to the next level? Is it a financial problem, or is it just something in your attitude? And I must say, I really want to thank you on video here for what you did, because that really pushed me forward and made me think, okay, it's completely true. I've taken in what you've told me from an external perspective, because I could not see that at that moment when I was going through the confusion. You're like in the forest and you can't see the individual tree,
Yeah, absolutely. And Ed, actually, you've just said it. You've just said it there. I didn't tell you anything you gain the clarity yourself. And this is what I firmly believe about everybody. We all know what we have to do.
Yeah.
We all have it in here. The problem is you can't see it. We get mired in our day-to-day. We get just stuck in all that muck.
Yeah.
Right? And we don't have the clarity. We can't see through all that crap that we have every day. And it just takes a couple of good questions to get you to reflect.
Yeah.
A couple of properly placed questions to get you to reflect on what it is so that you can gain that clarity. And this is one of the things that we're going to be doing. We're going to be talking about next week at the Visioning and Strategic Planning event, is gaining that clarity. My whole purpose, and really my whole purpose in life, is helping people to gain the clarity of vision and the clarity that they need to get to just take that next step and get out of where they're at and get into something bigger and better.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just almost sometimes giving the individual the tools, and again, just asking 2 or 3 very simple questions that we, as individuals working on our projects, whether you're an entrepreneur or whether you're an employee or whether, you know, whoever you are, someone who's trying to be innovative and continually make progress, sometimes you do need that external push and that external kind of a bit of a, you know, a bit of a slap.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's these powerful questions that coaching uses to get you to reflect. Again, you know, I always say I'm a mirror, and I'll reflect back to you, you know, all those little things so that you can see for yourself. You can see and you can gain your own clarity, because at the end of the day, your clarity is different than mine.
Yeah.
Okay? And if I just go and tell you what to do, you may or may not do it, or it may or may not even work for you, or you may or may not even see it. But if you use your own vision and your own clarity and your own ideas to get you out of that rut or get unstuck,
yeah,
then it just works so much better.